versus Rick, 26.2. Lance?
Go ahead. All right. Well, my colleagues here wanted me to mention that Chelsea is my most successful model in that I've won two international awards and one national award with paintings of her. This is the top figurative artists of the 21st century, and there's a painting I did of Chelsea, and there were two other awards that she's in, the Art Renewal Center and Poets and Artists. And if you wanted to pan over and show the painting, that'd be great. I don't know if we can get it into the shot with it. We don't have much light. I can turn the lights on. You want me to turn the lights on?
We can see it.
We can see it? Okay. And then there's a painting behind Chelsea in her favorite color.
Red.
Maybe we should turn on the lights.
All right, let's turn the lights on real quick. There's four. Go ahead. Turn them all on. There you go.
Okay.
All right. You got it?
Excellent.
All right. Now, Chelsea, you had some responses on
Well,
this.
wait, I was in the middle of a point, and then
All right.
go to Chelsea. That when you think, we were talking about high school and how most people, I mean, fair to say most people are miserable to some extent
I was.
in high school. I had to go to
I
high
hated
school
it.
like 3, 4, 5 different times because I wanted to do it right. And when you look at the factors that might make somebody not miserable in high school, it's being close to the Darwinian ideal, the cheerleader, the football player, and then as you work your way across the continuum to people who might be more likely to be miserable, you encounter the creative kid, the weird kid, possibly the gay kid, possibly the trans kid, possibly the hermaphrodite kid. And so when you talk about some study that people who flip genders surgically or whatever might be more likely to be suicidal, those people, even if they didn't have the surgery, given the structure of society, and given how long it takes to figure yourself out, those people are not. Well, I mean, some of it, there are football players and cheerleaders who eventually figure out they're trans, but hermaphrodites are likely to suffer some sadness along the way.
Well, but the thing is, obviously they took that into account when they did the study, and what they found was that doing the operation actually made matters worse. That was the point of the study. Not that society doesn't make people depressed that have this disorder, but that doing the operation doesn't help.
Well, I mean, everybody has their own story, and it helped. I'm sure it helped some people.
No,
and it didn't.
it actually
You can't tell for one single person.
No, but Johns Hopkins did so many of these that they were able to follow up and find that it was actually a disaster. So they had to stop performing the operation. But I would like to hear Chelsea's opinion.
See, I think we're talking about what happens when they're adults, and it's none of my business what another adult does. But if it's a 12-year-old and you're giving a 12-year-old hormone therapy, like that's where I have a problem. When I was 12, I wanted to be Indiana Jones. So I don't think any 12-year-old knows what they're going to want in the future. I just don't think it's moral, and I don't think a 12-year-old is able to consent to that. There's a lot of potential for that to be abused by the parents. Like, what if someone always wanted a little girl, like Mommy wanted a little doll to dress up? Joan Crawford wanted to put,
my semi-evil grandma-in-law dressed my stepdad up as a girl for. I mean, that happens a lot.
Well, that's different from hormones, though.
No, but in history, like there was.
It would, yeah.
I mean but I think if you develop proper diagnostic criteria and you make people go through counseling and you make sure that there are probably plenty of, Lance said there are hundreds of people doing this, and there are probably more than that, probably thousands. Because
Okay.
all right.
But I don't think
Oh, wait a minute, I have that on camera. Rick keeps interrupting Chelsea.
I interrupt you too. I interrupt people. I've been told that it's because I'm a little bit Aspergery. And are
What's
you
the
really
criteria
going
for that?
to? There are a lot. Go ahead.
Oh, but even with therapy or counseling, would a 12-year-old fully be able to grasp that long-term implications of hormone therapy or any sort of gender reassignment surgery? I don't think they are. You've got to be 18 to be able to vote. So,
But you were brilliant at 12 years old. You got into Yale. You got perfect scores on your. At 12 years old, you would have been able to understand implications.
But not everyone. Not everyone could get into Yale, so.
Yeah, but that's why
some people just aren't that bright, you know.
Yeah, but that's why you need diagnostic criteria that you
So
really.
there should be an IQ test before.
Well, some
any- or
kind
a-
of. Yeah, some
any
kind
kind
of. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, there should be an IQ. You think there should be an IQ test before someone gets gender reassignment surgery or hormone therapy?
Not an IQ test, but some kind of, that you have a set of standards that don't guarantee, but that make it probable that this is the right thing to do. That you've done enough sussing out of the kid and the family and the kid's level of knowledge and the kid's feelings.
Their comprehension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
telling me that a prepubescent child can figure out whether they're going to want to have sex with men or women?
Lance, I was beating off to girls when I was 9.5.
Okay, I'm not talking about perverts. I'm talking about normal prepubescent children.
I think you can in a lot of cases.